I want to say welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a late midnight breaking news. Have some breaking news for you all today. Let me turn my volume down a little bit, uh, like it's a little too loud. But I have some breaking news for you all today. Results of some elections. One in Blavel, which was the Blavel School Board race, as well as Osceola. They passed their uh, their park and recreation tax. Osceola is looking to build their water park. Okay. And I want to apologize for not coming on earlier. I did come on and I did do a recording, but guess what? I found out that I was private. I wasn't public. And so that's why I'm redoing everything right now. Okay. And hopefully, if you're not up right now, you can watch this tomorrow. But I just want to just come and show you the results of the election. Let me start with Blytheville. I'll show Osceola right now. Osceola, they did have a uh, show you the results of their election on their park and recreation tax. Okay, I did have those numbers up here in terms of the total vote count, which is Osceola. Their total vote count, there was 451 votes for the park and recreation tax or what have you. I think they also call it to improve Osceola, the quality of life for Osceolians. And so, but that tax did pass, 451 to 146. And one of the things that Osceola is looking to do as well, they is going to be building their water park. Okay, they're going to be building that. All right, so that was the vote. That tax did pass, 451 to 146. So look out, Blava. We can get ready to shut that old dated swimming pool down because, trust me, uh, we will have families running to Osceola to patronize their uh, uh, water park. Okay, so that tax did pass. Now, I want to get to the voted issue. Like I say, it's breaking news. We did have the election today. One school board race between Larry McClellan and Carolyn Lewis, who is the incumbent. Well, that vote did come down, and it was a very low turnout for that vote. Although Larry McClellan, he did win that. I want to go over here and show you on my board exactly what was the total count for that. I do have it over here somewhere, uh, and I'm going to put it up for you right now. Okay, going to put it up right now. So if you can look, turn your phone landscape where you can see it better. As you can see, I was in a hurry printing this out. I did cut off the first name, but the last name, McClellan, his first name is Larry. You can't see that. And as for as Lewis, that's Miss Carolyn Lewis. She's the incumbent. I do have her name cut off as well. But as you can see up there, this was a very, very low turnout. And, it's a shame. We're talking about parents, being concerned with their children getting a quality education, being concerned with their children uh, being involved in the school curriculum, what is being taught, etc. And so you would think that our school board races will pick up, considering Blava, all of our schools in Blava have an F. And this should be enough to drive parents and concerned citizens to the poll. Okay. 24 votes out of a city that got what? We got a little over what, 12,000 people. That is very embarrassing. 24 votes. That's all the citizen of Blythe cared to turn out. 24 votes. Larry McClellan got 21. Carolyn Lewis, she got 3. 87% to 12%. That's ridiculous. Not to the candidates, but to the voters. We're talking about our children. We're talking about parents who should want their children to receive an adequate quality education. But in order to do that, you're going to have to cure parents. We run to these ball games, you know, and we participate in just about every other school function. But when it comes to your children performing academically, proficient, getting those scores up, you staying home, you sit on the sofa. That's ridiculous. That is very shameful. 24 votes out of a city that got 12,000 people in it. And this is what you care about your children. That's shameful. Very shameful. Um, that's basically all I got to say about it. I will say Larry McClellan, let's talk about him. Uh, he was appointed to this seat. I want to say, what was it, about a year ago, I believe. But there was some confusion that come up to where we had certain individuals on the school board decided that although Larry was voted in, Mr. McClellan, Larry McClellan, hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm not good on pronouncing names, y'all. Larry McClellan. I'm just going to pronounce it the best I can. But he was voted in for that seat. Okay. But there were school board members. I don't know if the superintendent was involved or what, but I do know school board. I'm talking about the school board right now. They the one who took the vote. I wouldn't care if the superintendent uh, uh, did make a recommendation for them to reconsider. But at the end of the day, the Blythe School Board is what made the change in the vote in terms of removing Larry McClellan back here about a year ago when he was voted in for that seat. I think it was a great uh, disservice to Mr. McClellan. Um, in fact, I think it might have been somewhat embarrassing. This man was voted in by the school board. But of course, school board members turned around and they voted him out. And they put the person that he beat tonight, Miss Carolyn Lewis, they put her back here a year ago because that seat became vacant. She was serving in that seat, but I think because of some school board rules or what have you, the seat was considered to be vacant. So she had to also put her name in. I don't even know if she put her name in it, but I will say that she did eventually was appointed after they removed Larry. But now fast forward today, Larry McClellan, we did have an election today. Larry McClellan prevailed. 21 votes to Miss Carolyn Lewis, 3 votes. Miss Carolyn Lewis was the incumbent. So I don't know if there's going to be any more school board races coming up soon. Uh, we have, what I will say, we do have a change. So we can pretty much be satisfied with this change because I tell you, Blythe School Board for the last 2 years have just, they've been a mess. Just made all of us look shame the way that they conducted themselves at the board meetings, what have you. It was just shameful. Just wasn't. It was just shameful. You know. Hopefully, they will find a way to conduct themselves a little bit more uh, respectful. Let me just say that because surely 2 years ago, I mean, I couldn't stand to look at them. I even stopped going to the school board meetings. In fact, I went to one last month, uh, first time in a long time. But anyway, again, back to the vote. Larry McClellan, 21 votes. Carolyn Lewis, 3 votes. Want to say congratulations to Mr. Larry McClellan. I did call him tonight to congratulate him, letting him know that, if he cared to speak to the voters, thanking them for them electing him Zone 2 school board representative. Uh, he did say that he will consider it later on, but I guess right now he's just trying to digest it all in, knowing that back here a year ago they took it from him, but here it is, fast forward a year later, and Mr. Larry McClellan, uh, he did win his seat. Okay. So talk to me. 870-740-1515. I couldn't get anyone to come on my show because it was late. But I will say, if you don't feel like typing or whatever, I do have the telephone line open. So if you care to give me a comment at this late midnight hour, well, it's not midnight late, but it's close to it. Please do give me a call. Again, that's my number scrolling across the screen, excuse me. 870-740-1515. Call in your comments and ask that when you do call in, please turn off any other volume that you might have on in the background because we don't want to pick up that feedback, okay? Uh, and I want to say, please be very respectful, that when you do call in, because if you call in and you begin to want to use a lot of foul language, then I have to go ahead and continue to give you the beep sound. Don't have my beep sound working yet. I don't have it turned on, but I will be forced to give you the beep sound if it comes to the point to where we get some people who wants to you know uh, be disrespectful. If that's the case, then I will have no other choice but to give you the beep sound. Okay. All right. Now, let me close this out right quick. And so, but I want to say also, Blava did have a millage tax, I believe, on the ballot. Here it go right here. They did have a Blava School District millage tax. They did have it on the ballot as well. It failed. Okay, it failed. Uh, there was 45 votes for, and there was 70 votes against. So there will be no millage added or increase or whatever to the Blava School District. All right. Voters voted that down. Again, that is a pitiful number there. 117 uh, people out of a city of a little over 12,000 people. Okay. Only 117 people came out to vote. That's pitiful. That's pitiful too. We always talk about talking up Blava. You hear that so often. You have those folks out there, want to say, quit talking down Blava, quit talking down Blava. We need to talk Blava up. Well, heck, give us something to talk about. You can't talk about the so-called good as you see it without addressing what's bad. Okay? So let's see how many of you folks out there that always talking about quit talking down Blava. Let's see you get upset with these numbers that we're looking at. 117 people carried to show up for this tax on a millage increase. So if you don't get those things that the Blava School District need, uh, uh, in terms of where it's going to take some money, you got nobody to blame but yourself. That millage tax failed. I'm not saying that it should have passed, but I'm saying that if you was one of those ones that would have liked to see this tax pass, you should have got up off your rear end. You should have went vote. 117 people, voters, turned out. That's shameful. And again, as I said, Miss Carolyn Lewis and Mr. Uh, Larry McClellan, 24 votes, y'all. Less than a quarter. 24 votes, less than a quarter of voters showed up. 21 votes for Larry, 3 for Miss Carolyn Lewis. That's all I got to say, but that is very, very ridiculous. Ridiculous. You hear me? Let me go to my board right now and see if I got anyone over here that might want to uh, uh, go ahead and chime in. Okay. So let me go to my board over here to see if we got any people that don't tune in. If there's anyone that's giving me some hellos, I will Come back and get the hellos later. Okay. I see my sister, Prophetess Joanne Bell, all the way from Little Rock. We got Little Rock tuning in tonight. How you doing, uh, my sister, Miss Bell? Uh, I want to say greetings to you as well. Okay, greetings to you as well. And we also got my sister, my church member, who's up tonight sitting with me, Miss Kathy Anderson. A great thing for them. You mean in Osceola? I will agree. Osceola. We was having a dialogue today. I believe you participated in it as well. Osceola is on the move, y'all. You hear me? Osceola is on the move. They doing real well in terms of job creation. Um, they got things for their always have had things for their youth. You know, a recreation center. You know, city a whole lot smaller than Blavel, and we don't even have uh, a recreation center for our youth. You know, we got a baseball field that you know you can, that's seasonal uh, benefit there. You know, because when it comes to the winter time, our children got nowhere to go. There is no safe haven that they can go, summer or winter. There's no safe haven in here. I mean, in the city of Blavel, Arkansas. You know, our officials, city leaders, that is, they continue to not want to invest in our youth. Okay. And that ball field out there, very little talk is about that ball field. All the talk is about that golf course that continue to lose money. We talked about that today. We lose between $200,000 to $300,000 a year on that golf course. Don't let them lie to you. They say, "Well, we made the money." You ain't made no money. How you make money? You know, I give you $200,000. Okay, I put $200,000 in your budget, and you get a few tournaments. You know, maybe sell a few items out there, rent a few golf courses or other little miscellaneous stuff, and you bring in $100,000. Let's just say that I gave you 200,000, but you only made 100, and that's how you deceive the people. This little golf board out there, you know, they say, "Well, we made money this year. We made $100,000." I gave you 200, so you didn't make no money. You won $100,000 in the red. You didn't make no money. So quit lying to the people. And we're going to talk about that repurpose of the golf course, which they've been telling you a big lie for years that by law that you couldn't repurpose the golf course. That is a bald-faced lie. I've already done did the homework on it. Already done got the facts. Did make a few phone calls as well. They've been lying to you, taxpayers of Blythe. They can repurpose that golf course, but there are some things that they're going to have to do to satisfy that. I think it's some type of uh, Arkansas Park Recreation Commission board up in Little Rock or whatever, to where when they give you grant money, and see that's what they tell you when they give you grant money, and you decide not to do what you say you want to do with that money. Grant money is restricted funds, y'all. If they give you grant money, it can only be used for that intended purpose. You can't take grant dollars in this particular case. Let's just say an outdoor recreation. You cannot turn that outdoor recreation. You can't turn it into a gym and have indoor recreation. To do that, you would have violated all the terms of, of the grant. But you can repurpose the golf course, but it have to be within the scope of outdoors activity. Okay, so they've been lying to you. I'm gonna come back 2024, and I will be doing a test on that. Okay, so when your city council members and your mayor, just like our last, the previous council and the previous mayors, they've been lying to you. They've been lying to you for years. We need to stop the bleeding. The reason that we cannot move this city forward is because this golf course is continually to eat at our finances. We can't fix our streets. We can't invest in our youth like we want to, like what Osceola doing. They got their own recreation center, and now they're finna have their own uh, uh, a water park or what have you. They invest in their youth. But our legislators, our city officials, excuse me, but our city officials, you know, they don't do that. But that's enough of that. Okay. So again, I want to say congratulations to Osceola for passing their park and recreation tax, which one of those things it will be doing is building them a water park. All right. Uh, what else do I got over here? I got that's Sister Anderson again. She said we still have nothing. I will agree. Uh, uh, that's so sad. Where was the parents? I guess you're speaking about the election. Exactly. 24 people showed up to vote today. 24 people. Okay. 24 people. I just can't say that enough. 24 people only saw a desire to show up. And if you are parents, especially, if you are a parent and you got kids that's participating in the Blythe School District, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. I want to say a few other words, but I'm being cool. Also have Miss Donna McCrae. Congratulations, Larry McClellan. I am so proud of you. He be so he'll be so great from hard for the children of education and academic needs. I will say that at this point in time, I do know Mr. Larry McClellan. He have joined me and supported me, putting boots on the ground when it comes to whether it's protests or doing anything recreational for our youth. And so he have been concerned with youth. He have worked with me on that, on some social community issues, not just in the city of Blythe, but he traveled with me down to Osceola as well. And so he have had an interest in our youth all along. And so by him running for this seat, it wasn't like he just showed up because it was an opportunity. As I say, about a year ago, he was appointed to this seat, but we had some school board members, they chose to remove him. Okay. They chose to remove him. Uh, Whereas there are other school board members who also have had issues that I'm told, whether it was uh, someone not living in their zone or whether it was someone who might have had some other uh, uh, criminal background, uh, but those issues was not addressed it, but they saw fit to address the issue as it relates to Mr. Larry McClellan, and then they vote to remove him. Well, I want to say, Mr. Larry McClellan, he got the last laugh today because that seat that he was appointed to back here a year ago, he came back, he persevered, and he won that seat outright tonight. So again, congratulations to Mr. Larry McClellan. All right. Uh, we also have why Osceola moving forward and not Blythe on economic development and quality of life, especially youth. I think I just touched on that. It's just simple. We have to have officials who care. We have to have officials who care to invest in our youth, you know. And not only that, but I blame us citizens, the parents, and taxpayers, because here's the deal: if you want a safe haven for your youth, then it's going to take you to demand that of our city council members. Say what you want to say about Councilman, I still call him Councilman Mayberry. Sometime I'll have a little fun with him. I call him Mr. Mayor. But I will say this here about Mr. Mayberry, Councilman, former Councilman Mayberry. You know, he ran for a election, which he fell short. He didn't win that. And he had an excellent plan, had the blueprints and everything, how he wanted to invest in youth. Okay. Wanted to build the state of an art of a recreation slice educational youth center. Something no one has ever done. Someone haven't even come close. We did have the last mayor administration. They ran down here to ANC, uh, uh, speaking on youth, uh, and we know how that turned out. You know, it went belly up. And right fast forward today, still you hear nothing about ANC and our city council and our mayor talking about building a recreation center. And now they stuck with this golf course that they continue to lose thousands of dollars on every year, 6 figures. Okay. And they got an outdated swimming pool. Come next year, you better hope Osceola don't have their water park up and running. Because next year, that swimming pool here in Blythe, that old outdated swimming pool, you might as well burn it up. Tear down the fence, bag in some trucks, and fill it up with dirt. Because there would be no one at that pool. Okay. We also have that's Mr. McCray, all money going to Thunder Bay. Exactly. Like I said, $200,000-$300,000 we're losing every year. We average that, you know. So again, don't let them come lie to you like they made money last year. You ain't made no money. As I say, if I gave you $200,000 and you didn't make but 100, you lost money. You lost money. 2 and 2 is 4, not 5. All right. Got speaking on where is the matching grant $50,000 CD? That used to be a hot topic as well. I don't even think they know where that money is now. Lord, that's probably what, 10 years ago or more. We got Miss Sheila Rump, and he had the funding in place. And we always have had funding to do for youth. You know, we always have had funding, but we always want to rob Paul or to pay Peter or vice versa. You know, misappropriation of funds. Okay. We got a last comment, y'all. We're gonna bring this to a close. I just wanted to just come on and just give you I'm gonna try to stay on about another 5 minutes and then I'm shutting it down. Okay. Desmond Hammett, he doesn't need to say a word from his past unethical and behavior in public meetings. Hot on using phone, chewing gum, disrespectful to the president. As I say, I did see a lot of things with this school board, with the exception of probably they got 8 school board members. I would say out the 8 school board members, I want to say there were at least 4, maybe 5 that shows up at meetings very disrespectful. I mean, they take pot shots at each other. It was just pitiful. I mean, it just was. It hurt your eyes to look at them. It was just that bad. Okay. Well, that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting ready to shut this thing down. I just wanted to say that although it's one school board member here in Blythe, to where the public was fortunate enough to get one new school board members, I'm understanding that there have been school board members that have stepped down uh, or won't be seeking re-election. So that's some more good news. But it's only as good news as if you show up to vote and you put someone in that seat to represent your zone that's going to do right by our students and as well as our staff, our teachers. Okay. So please, we got to get better. That's one reason that these elections was moved to November to get more people to come out to participate in the electoral process. Okay, the elections, if I'm not mistaken, the election used to be somewhere around, what was it, May? Uh, I want to say May, April, May, somewhere in there. That's where we used to hold school board meetings. I mean, not meetings, elections, excuse me. But to get more turnout, the board voted to move the elections uh, to November during these election cycles, every 2 years, every 4 years, when especially when you're voting for the president, they get better turnout. And here we are in November. Okay. The weather was nice. You can't blame it on the weather. There was no rain. It wasn't uh, freezing weather in terms of the temperature. No excuse. But you watch. I'm getting ready to close, but you watch. It's going to be some more crap. It's going to be all over Facebook. Probably see some flyers around town and all that. And boy, they're going to come out the woods to support some stuff that ain't got nothing to do with having a significant impact on the quality of life, especially as it relates to your child, your children, education. But you're going to support that other mess. You watch. Y'all watch. They're going to support that mess. But that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. And as I say, I'm getting ready to close this thing out. Uh, uh, going ahead and get me some coffee and watch some television. Could not vote for Gabriel Jackson, a Navy and fraternity brother, and supported the community survey. I think you're referring to this. This is one gentleman who I think he had his name in the hat for superintendent before the board chose to select or Miss Veronica Perkins. Before her, uh, there was an opportunity for Blava to elect one of his own Navy citizens. Don't know if he was raised here. I don't know this gentleman, but I heard he lived in Blava, got family in Blava. Uh, and so it would have been an opportunity for us to show some appreciation for those who have moved away and got their education and now they want to come back to be involved, to give to their community for which they grew, okay, for which they yet have family here. And they sort of looked at this young man and it was like, thanks, but no thanks. So that was a missed opportunity. Okay. And so, oh, yes, those election was in May. Yes. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting ready to close it down. So if you all, I'm going to give it 3 minutes because you're not going to have time to write. So if you write now, you might well stop and call this number 870 740 1515. So if you don't get a chance to get that last word in, I'm getting ready to close it down. I went over. I wasn't going to stay on here for 30 minutes. It's 4 minutes over. I'm going to read this last text and then I'm getting ready to shut it down. Carolyn Lewis not standing up for pledge of religion and out of her zone anyway. Just was trouble. Wish her well. Well, that's about all we can say. Miss Lewis, she didn't get elected, and so My thing is, what are we going to do with the present school board members that we have now? Because it's not like we're out of the woods, y'all. Okay. Miss Lewis is gone or will be gone because Mr. Larry McClellan has that seat. But you must yet come out and be part of the school board meetings. Uh, Going to what is it, PTA? They also have that learning center, after school learning center for those kids who are struggling in whatever subject. And so you got to make sure that you uh, have your children to get uh, any kind of help that is available, like this after school learning center. If your child is struggling, it's your responsibility to make sure that whatever Blythe School District has to offer to help your child become proficient, then you need to do your job. Go down to the school, speak to the teacher, speak to the principal, the superintendent, the school board rep, whatever you might have to do, because your children depend on you. Okay. And so again, I'm getting ready to shut this thing down. And I want to say good night to everyone. And again, uh we got to do better, Blava. We got to do better on supporting our kids, especially when it comes to education, you know. Uh, and then when our kids get in trouble, some of them went to jail. We have had kids uh, who have got caught up in drugs, who have got caught up in being arrested for guns. We have had children in past time who lost their life and they did not return back to school. Now, I'm not blaming our 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 city officials, but the what if possibility. What if we would have had a safe haven that our kids can go, that they can be safe, that they can have fun, and hopefully become better youth? We got to do better about our youth, especially for jobs. This little old 50 jobs handed out, 60 jobs handed out, or whatever. We ought to be in a position to every year, we ought to be able to put at least 500 youth to work. 500 youth should be the goal. Nothing less than 500. Putting our youth to work, keeping them busy. When you keep them busy, you keep them safe. And the biggest thing of it that they're going to like is that at the end of the day or the week, they're going to make some money. Keeping them safe. They learning work ethics. And at the same time, they smiling when they get that paycheck. Invest in our youth, City Council. Invest in our youth, Madam Mayor. And watch how this thing turn when it comes to our kids becoming better youth, doing good in school, staying safe, giving to their community, opposed taken from their community. That's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love. Good night. And I want to say, may God bless and may God keep you all. Okay. So until then, I want to say peace and love and God bless.